All right, welcome to a very special 20th episode. It's the 20th episode, wow, of On to the Next Thing. I'm Michael, your host, and today's guest is Julia. And so pretty soon we're gonna find out who Julia is and what she does. But before we do that, we have to get to bird news. Oh right, today's date. I was gonna do a bit about forgetting today's date, but it is September 11th. This is not a plan at all, but you know, sometimes the 20th episode just happens to happen on an auspicious date. You know, a lot of news going on right now, but we're just focused on the bird stuff, so let's get right into it. This headline is from the New York Times. They actually didn't paywall me, which is pretty crazy because normally they do. And this headline is Protecting Birds While Honoring 9/11. The NYC Bird Alliance watches for, you can be audible on this. You don't have to hold everything in.
Sorry.
It's fun.
This whole thing is just so funny.
Oh my god, when I saw this is amazing. I was so happy to find this. I really hope it's not super disrespectful by accident.
What a
I'm really interested in finding out what this means. Okay, so the New York City Bird Alliance watches for birds that are getting lost in the lights of the 9/11 tribute in... What?
What?
Okay, no, the memorial is called the 9/11 Tribute in Light. Alright, so they watch for birds that are getting lost in the lights of the 9/11 Tribute in Light. If too many birds are drawn to the lights, they are briefly turned off. Alright, well that sounds like everything.
What?
Wait, oh no, this is a newsletter. Wait, show full article. Okay, this is written by a guy named James Barron.
Does James know what he's talking about?
Maybe. I don't. Let's find out. I'm the bird expert here, so we'll honor a bird. Okay. Actually, yeah, okay. So I'll just talk like this right in front of the microphone here. All right. The solemn ceremony this morning will be followed by another ritual tonight. 2 beams of light will be switched on in Lower Manhattan. Like the reading of names at the World Trade Center site in the morning, the lights in the evening will be a reminder of what was lost in the September 11th attacks in 2001. Everyone who sees the 2 beams of light around the 9/11 memorial joins our shared commitment to never forget, said Beth Hillman, the president and chief executive of the 9/11 Memorial and Museum. Dustin Partridge's role tonight, another bird name, will be to see that birds are not lost in the lights. He's the director of conservation and science for the NYC Bird Alliance, which changed its name from NYC Audubon last year, and will ask the production team running the lights to turn them off briefly if too many birds are drawn to the installation. Now, I believe they changed the name from Audubon. This is just an aside, but I think they changed the name from Audubon, I think because he was into eugenics or something like that. The Audubon guy, and so I guess some places are changing the name. I know
That's
my
wild.
region isn't, but I guess New York City is. Light is incredibly disorienting to birds, he said, and the lights are powerful. The National September 11th Memorial Museum says they can be seen from 60 miles away. They reach 4 miles into the sky from the roof of a garage where they have been assembled. 88 units, each containing a 7,000-watt bulb, all positioned to simulate the size and shape of the original Twin Towers. Partridge will depend on bird counts by volunteers from the NYC Bird Alliance. Lying on their backs on yoga mats or bean bags near the light units, they will aim their binoculars and spotting scopes into the beams and tally how many birds are circling. If the total reaches roughly 1,000, Partridge can ask the production team to turn the lights off for 15 to 20 minutes. The request is not made lightly. Okay. It is one of the most difficult nights of the year, he said. It is emotionally very moving. We're thinking about what happened in 9/11 in 2001, and you're there with people who lost loved ones in the attacks, and you're seeing these beams and thinking of their lives. And at the same time, as conservation scientists, you're thinking of all the thousands of birds moving through and getting trapped in the beams. He said the production team had never said no when the birders asked to shut off the lights. Once again,
Did you read this whole thing before you picked it?
No, I'm just trying to read. This is my first time reading this, and they're implying that there's a possibility that the production team would not shut off the lights if requested.
Like, if they're
They'd be like,
really...
fuck your birds.
Seriously.
Yeah, this is a tough one for me. Fuck your birds. They could just be like that, but you know what? I appreciate the production team in that way. The stimulus of light at night is so powerful that once the lights go off, the birds snap out of it and clear the site and continue their migration south, he said. A spokeswoman for the memorial and museum said the organization worked with the NYC Bird Alliance to see that while we honor those killed in the September 11th attacks, we do not bring harm to the thousands of migrating birds who can be attracted to the installation. As it happens, September is a peak time for the fall migration in New York City, a time when by some estimates 25 million birds fly through, mostly after dark. Having spent the warm weather months, I need this microphone here.
Please take it.
All right, we're good. Good. Okay.
Guys, wait!
What?
Pause it.
All right, I'll pause.
Josh Kraft fucking dropped out of the...
For several years, beginning in 2008, researchers studied what happened each September 11th during the tribute in light. A study published in 2017 in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences found the birds had gathered in greater densities, sometimes 20 times greater than in surrounding areas. That increased the chances that they would collide with one another or crash into buildings, always a hazard in urban areas. And because they detoured towards the lights, they were at risk another way. Their rerouting took them away from their usual path south and the food they could count on finding along the way. Partridge said that some of the birders who volunteered to take part in the monitoring lost relatives in the September 11th attacks. You can feel the emotions that people have around the site, and you know how many eyes are on this event when the number of birds climb, he said. Once, on September 11th, I think it was 2022, was one of my least difficult nights. It rained all night.
Wow.
Today will be sunny with temperatures near 81. Wait. Oh my god,
Wait.
That's just a weather report in the middle of the fucking article. Why would they do that? Fucking New York Times, I swear.
I'm like, why do we need to know the weather?
I guess the article just ended.
That was it?
Wait.
Are you sure?
No, yeah, because it goes on in the headline. New York loses a $70 million Head Start grant. That sucks, but that has nothing to do with birds. So I have one other article.
I hope this one is really more geared towards the birds.
Oh, 100%. This is, but it is incredible that there is a bird article on 9/11 related to 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
So, I could get that acknowledgement in there. But this is from Fox 29 Philadelphia. American Airlines plane returns to Philadelphia International Airport after striking birds. And this is by Dan O'Mara.
Oh my god.
A plane headed from Philadelphia to San Francisco was forced to turn around after striking multiple birds. The American Airlines Airbus 321 safely returned to Philadelphia International Airport. No injuries have been reported. Except for the birds, dude. Philadelphia, a California-bound passenger plane was forced to return to Philadelphia International Airport after striking multiple birds on Wednesday morning. What we know. American Airlines flight AAL2035 headed to San Francisco, departing from Philadelphia International Airport just after 7 a.m. The Airbus 321 returned to the airport after striking... oh my god, they just keep saying striking multiple birds.
Yeah.
It's one of those fucking, aggregate news reports. What we don't know. No injuries have been reported. Well, that's something you do know.
Well,
whatever. It's unknown when the flight will resume its journey. What they're saying. The Federal Aviation Administration confirmed the bird strike in a statement given to Fox 29 News. Quote, American Airlines Flight 2035 returned safely to Philadelphia International Airport after the crew reported a possible bird strike. An FAA spokesperson said. The FAA will investigate the incident. Well, I sure hope they do. Now, there's 3 other articles about this. I want to see if any of them have any other information. No.
How much more information could there possibly be?
I don't know.
Plane hit the fucking birds.
What type of birds? That's something that the bird viewers might want to know.
That's fair.
Yeah, jack shit. It just says a flock of birds. Believed to be starlings. Oh, those fucking starlings. Starlings are invasive, you know.
Are they?
Yep, so obviously there's a deeper story here. So that's why I read all the articles.
Mm-hmm.
I actually almost never read all the articles. But yeah, okay, so that's the bird news. That was pretty quick and, pretty decent. A lot better than other ones that I've had where there was just, nothing about birds. Or last episode, I think I had to talk about, what I thought about killing a farm full of ostriches because they got infected with bird flu.
Oh my God,
any bird
crazy.
flu article is sad. And so I try to avoid them, but that's all there is about birds for the most part. Birds don't, not a lot of good things happen to birds in bird news. But sometimes it's good, but usually it's bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, today's guest is Julia. Julia, who are you and what do you do?
Hi. If it wasn't clear, I'm Julia. What do I do?
Yes.
Well, technically right now I'm a paralegal on my way to being a lawyer. I have graduated law school already. I'm just waiting on my bar exam results. So, yeah, that's kind of what I do.
How did you... Am I on? Okay, good. It actually is picking me up from the side, so I really should just stay over here.
I'm not going to bite you.
I know, it's okay, but I don't know, sometimes this thing muffles it, even though I thought it's supposed to block out extra noise and shit, but I guess it needs the extra noise to pick me up because my voice gets really hoarse. But how did you become interested in law, and what put you on that path to law school?
So, honestly, I have always just been really good at arguing, I guess. I like to live in the gray area in life, and I feel like the law is very much the gray area. So, I was kind of drawn to law school in that aspect, and I always just really wanted to help people. So, I didn't really know. I mean, there were other ways I could have done that, but I was just really drawn to the law. I found it really fascinating.
Okay. Did you shit, I normally have good questions for this. What's the I guess what was the most interesting thing you learned in law school?
Oh, I learned a lot of interesting things in law school. I learned that. Sorry, I'm trying to think. There is always an argument for both sides. That is something that I learned in law school. That applies to life in general. There's always an argument to be made.
Yep, you heard it here. Julia supports both sides 100% of the time. No, but actually, I've been kind of running into that because I've been getting into a bit of a philosophy kick, which is something that I've referenced in past episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been kind of getting. I know that from the information I've gotten from other people who have gone to law school, I know that a lot of the initial stuff in law school goes back to kind of like logic and like using logic and reasoning and debate and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what a lot of that's what pretty much all of philosophy is. And so I've been reading my little like baby's first intro philosophy book.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a lot about kind of teaching like, okay, how do logical arguments work? And like obviously it's a college level book, so it's not saying like, did you know there's a difference between what's morally right and what's logically correct? But it gives a lot of examples of that where it's like, yeah, kind of differences between like appealing to emotion, but then like also like these different types of like fallacies and things like that.
Totally.
And a lot of that applies to even going back to the ancient Greeks, you have like these kind of like fallacies in argument where it's like, okay, is this logically sound, or is this logically sound and supported by reality, or is it supported by reality but not a logically sound argument?
Mm-hmm.
And different things like that. So that's actually kind of interesting, and probably the closest to something that I've understood a guest talk about on this show, because I keep getting all these tech guests, and like I don't know shit. Well, I don't know enough about computers, so I'm always just like, oh, so you work with the AI, and
do you know how to use Excel?
Is it evil? And it just but it is pretty interesting stuff when you get down to it.
Yeah, I mean, it's philosophy, I feel like, plays a huge role in the law for sure. I think that it's really interesting because I think part of being a good lawyer is knowing how to combine logic and emotion, because especially like if you're in court, I am not like a court lawyer. I hate that. But like if you're going to court and you're making a case, you really have to play into both parts, because you want to play to like the judge and the jury's emotions, and you have to back that up with real facts. Like, is the reality around it sound? Like kind of what you were saying. So it's definitely a really interesting combination of the two things. And like when you're in law school, you're kind of learning how to maximize both skills, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Because the whole point is like, in a lot of cases you want to, okay, so here's me having my stupid understanding of it, where it's like you want to convince the judge who knows how law arguments work,
Mm-hmm.
and like how the art and like what's a sound argument and what isn't and what's allowed in the court. But then you also want to, in our court system, at least for most criminal cases, you want to be able to convince just a jury of just like regular people too.
Yeah, exactly. Like for a lot of criminal cases, you do that in front of a jury, right? So you're playing to more of like laypersons than the judge, because the judge makes the ultimate decisions, but the jury comes up with the verdict. So you have to understand that they don't really have a deep understanding of the law. Most of them have a very, if any, like basic understanding. So you have to really play on their emotions. And it's really interesting because a lot of it, this is why I say it's in the gray area, because nothing is black and white. And when you're in the gray area, it's much easier to pull arguments from both sides and, you know, analyzing the nuance of situations and being like, yeah, like this might have technically not been the right thing to do, but if you look at the context, you might feel differently, you know?
Yeah. Diverting question, have you ever been called for jury duty before?
No, actually. Isn't that so weird?
Yeah, I mean, it happens. Some people just don't get called, like, forever. I've been called twice. Once I ended up not being selected to even show up, so I didn't show up. So I was pretty happy about that. Actually, I think there was another time when I deferred, because I was like, nope, I gotta defer for a year. I'm in school or something. And then another time I did get called up, and I sat in this courtroom or not in a courtroom, but in like the state house or whatever, or the city hall, or no, it was probably the court building. Yeah. And I just kind of sat there reading a book for like 4 hours, and then I wasn't one of the people selected. But yeah, it's I don't know, if you just bring a book with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly.
It's not that bad. Just bring a freaking book with you. You probably aren't getting put in a murder case, you know?
Yeah, I mean, even if you do get picked for jury duty, it's usually for really boring cases.
Yeah.
It's, like, super rare that you find something interesting. Although I do find, like, I've never done jury duty, but, like, I think it would be fun. Like, I love to be invested in other people's drama. Like,
yeah.
I think it would just be so fun. You could just get to sit there and listen to, like, the tea, pretty much.
I'd like to sit in like a Judge Judy case where it's just
Yeah.
it's just all about people's possessions.
Yeah,
And,
does she still do that? Or is she like retired now?
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I just kind of see clips of her on like Instagram and TikTok now, so I don't know if she's still even doing her show. I know
They have like
there's
spin-offs.
a couple judge,
Yeah.
There's like Judge fucking Mo or whatever. Like just some guy just
Yeah.
Judge Mason. It's just,
Yeah. Yeah, they have a lot of versions of it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like that would be kind of a fun one to sit in on. But like, yeah, other stuff, I feel like it would either be something that's like kind of boring, where it's just like, oh, someone decided to take like a traffic case all the way to court, and it's like, oh my god, I gotta like guilty.
Yeah,
guilty.
and like they're just arguing about whether or not the speed limit was 35 or 40, and you're like,
yeah,
what's
it's
the
like
actual
they have to bring in like one cop who's like, oh, I have to be a stay witness. I guess I'll come in and do my thing as a stay witness thing. Not that I've ever, once again, never been in a jury for real, but
Just
I imagine
assuming.
that's what it's like. Or I'm in like or you go the other way and it's like, all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I'm invested in this. This is a homicide, or like
and
like
you have to
some
be
assault
sequestered.
trial, and it's like, yeah, I know. It's, ugh. You know, I'm not good. I have short-term memory loss. I can't remember anything that anyone's told me. Like, like I feel like that's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good excuse. Like I like, you know, I have Wernicke's syndrome or something that I learned in psychology class somewhere. One of the ones where the short-term memories just, I think that one means you can't speak. So that would work.
I wouldn't know.
That would work, but that might work on a stupid judge who like didn't pay attention in the other like
Maybe.
sciences.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have Wernicke's syndrome. I can't be on this journey. Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, be like, oh, sorry, I have this condition where I smoke too much weed and I can't remember anything.
Yeah.
Sorry. You can't put me on there.
Yeah. I feel like it's the more common it is, the tougher it is to fake, I think. But not that I'm saying you should ever fake a mental illness to get out of a jury. Just bring a book. Like I said, just bring a book. It's fine.
If you're really mentally ill, they'll know.
Yeah,
you don't have to fake.
Everyone can tell. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows now. See, the dead silence gets cut, but like most other things don't. Okay, yeah, that's kind of all I had. I mean, do you like what you do now? You don't have to get into too much detail.
Oh, okay. Then yes. Simple answer.
Okay, yeah.
I do like it. It took me a while though to find something that I liked.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, definitely different paths considering I went like I'm in kind of like environmental science type stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're in law, which is a lot more reading. Oh, God damn.
Where's your crisp water?
Oh. This episode brought to you by Tap. Please. Please just give me clean tap water. That's all I need. Yeah, but I mean, I know I had to grind for a while with like jobs that were like definitely a lot more like grimy and not that fun. And they're jobs that definitely, especially when I have solo episodes, it's good for me to talk about jobs that I've had in the past because it's like just ready-made stories right there. But you know, yeah, no, those are fun. But I'll talk about them maybe later this episode. But yeah, no, it can take a long time to kind of figure out, or even just like get to a place where you actually feel like comfortable in what you're doing and like actually, you know, sort of enjoy it.
Yeah, totally.
As much as you can enjoy any job, which is, you know, that can be a hard task sometimes.
Yeah. I mean,
I keep itching my nose and it keeps blocking my audio. I'm noticing I've been noticing smaller like parts where I'm muffled, and it's because it's because I have my hand in front of my face.
Oh my God, that's
crazy. Like, yeah. Oh my. Damn it. Okay. Well, that's okay because I'm a master editor at this point. I just boost up the audio.
Or you could just stop scratching your nose.
I could do that, but it's literally like a tick that I have when talking to people now. So I don't know. I'll have to actually like discipline myself into not doing it. Or I'll just get a better microphone. Or I'll get like a lapel mic or something like that.
Yeah.
Like those are good because then it's just to travel down. But yeah. Yeah, job stuff. That's good.
Yeah, job stuff.
Now that shit's out of the way, is there anything that you've watched or read or listened to recently that you'd like to recommend or that's really been speaking to you lately?
Yeah. So I just recently read a book called The Silent Patient. I don't know. Have you ever heard of it?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
It's like a horror book kind of vibe.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah. No. It truly is like one of my favorite books of all time now. It was really good. It's about this therapist guy who starts working at this psychiatric hospital. He was drawn to this place because there's this one particular patient who does not speak, but she used to be this incredible artist, like very well known. And then, you know, she found her husband like murdered and she completely went nonverbal. So he wants to like help her and like kind of work through it and try to get her to talk. So that's kind of the plot of the story, and I can't really say much more than that without spoiling anything, but really, really good read. It took me literally less than a week to read the entire thing.
Cool. What was it called again?
The Silent Patient.
And who's the author? I might know the author.
I have no idea. I could tell you though.
Yeah, that's okay. We got plenty of time. I can just drink water and stuff. Figure out what I'm going to talk about because
I log everything on Goodreads. Shout out to Goodreads.
Oh,
it's a fantastic app.
I've been thinking about becoming like a Goodreads person.
Yeah, I love it. It's by Alex. You try that.
It looks like Alex Michaelide. I don't know if it's Alex Michaelide.
If you look up Silent Patient, it will be the first thing that comes up.
Maybe Michelide? No.
Michaelides?
Oh no! See, the S was cut off. It was a Greek name. Yeah, it's like Michaelides.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not just Michaelide. Michaelide. I like Michaelide. I'll name my firstborn Michaelide.
Perfect.
That's my boy.
Perfect.
Go Michaelide, go! Oh, yeah. But yeah, it's a good book.
It's a great book.
Yeah,
really good. I've just been rewatching Pretty Little Liars, which I don't really think is that interesting to the viewers. So
yeah, and it's kind of funny. I haven't watched Pretty Little Liars, but I have listened to another podcast where they were talking about a lot of like great American TV shows, and I've heard it's like it's one that a lot of people like stuck with just because it's like, or no, maybe I'm thinking of Gossip Girl. I feel like a lot of those are kind of in a similar vein.
Oh, 100%. Like teenage girls doing things that they really shouldn't be doing.
It's like upper class teenagers like backstabbing each other and stuff.
Exactly.
And, so not a genre that I've traditionally been interested with, but I have been rewatching a lot of, or not even rewatching, just watching for the first time a lot of like classic TV shows like The Sopranos and stuff like that.
Oh, I just recently watched that like maybe last year.
Don't spoil it. Here's the problem. The problem is I know like most of the major plot points from it because they've all been spoiled in like memes over the past 20 years.
I mean, to be fair, it's an old show, so you can't really expect to not have spoilers.
Yeah, it's like the thing is, it's like I know it's like kind of like a locked room mystery. I know who's been killed, but I don't know why or like what were any of the events leading up to that. Yeah. And so it's like I've been kind of watching through that, and it's not really just of course it's not just like a blind action show. Like it's about kind of like the writing and the characters and the settings and stuff like that. So it's knowing who's dead isn't necessarily the important thing.
No, totally.
But it's a lot of fun. That's a really good show.
It's a good one. It's so violent though. Like I had to watch it in really small pieces because it was very overwhelming. Yeah,
I found that it's really funny when it's like just these people who are like generally like pretty bad people, but it's like sometimes they can kind of charm you in for a while, but then it's like then they'll just do something like so shitty you're like, oh, I forgot, right, you're like a you're like a bad dude who's just ingrained in like a culture of being a bad guy and justifying it. And
I think it's really fascinating how like in TV and movies in general, like just the way that people can write storylines to manipulate how the viewer sees characters. I just think that's so fascinating. Like all these people in The Sopranos are like, they're bad people. Like objectively, like they do really bad things, but you still find yourself like rooting for them.
Yeah, because you kind of want them to get better. Yeah. Even though it's like it seems even where I am in the show, it seems very unlikely that they will. But maybe someone will. Maybe someone will have like their big redemption or something like that.
Yeah, but you're always rooting for it.
Yeah. And then every once in a while you get brought back to reality by like, oh man, he's really beating the shit out of that girl. It's like, shit, she didn't really deserve that. Damn it, I thought she might have.
No, but I mean, it's really interesting.
It probably brought back. It probably caused like a little resurgence in anti-Italian discrimination just by bringing back all like literally like the worst stereotypes about like Italian mob people and stuff like that. Yeah. Just like coming to just being like fat and gross and angry and just like mispronouncing Italian things and like gabagool like that. And that's the one everyone knows. Everyone knows gabagool. Gabagool. And it's like it's so gabagooled out that I don't even know how that meat is pronounced in real life. I know it's spelled with a C, so it shouldn't really have a hard G in the beginning of it. Yeah. It's like CAPRICOLE. So if you or something like that, or maybe with an A at the end. Capricola. So, that's how it looks like when it's spelled like that. But maybe I guess like
it can't really be pronounced gabagool.
Well, I mean, if you just barely pronounce the C, and just go gabagool, and it's like
that still feels
gabagool. Like I
feel like you're stretching that though.
I'm stretching, but I feel like
I feel like
I'm stretching here.
I don't really feel like that's.
I don't know. Maybe
I don't know.
I'm trying to do some etymology here. Okay, I'm an amateur.
Sorry,
linguist,
let him cook.
Right? I'm in Italian American studies. I'm getting.
Well, I am Italian, so I'm feeling offended.
I'm a little Italian too. Okay, that's why I feel offended about this show. Trying to shove all these stupid Guidos at. Listen, if my mom can say it, then I can say it. All right, that's what I always say. But oh yeah, that whole thing's getting cut. All right, so no, Sopranos, great show. Having a lot of fun with that. I've been watching Alien Earth. Have you been watching that
No,
one?
what the fuck is that?
No? Are you familiar with the Alien franchise?
No.
No. You're not into like body horror stuff. Probably not. Like
I mean, I'm intrigued though, so please tell me more.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. It's like a 50-year-old franchise. Started with the movie Alien by Ridley Scott back in like 1979, and it's pretty straightforward. It's about an alien, and it's one that like it like incubates in the human body. Like it has a bunch of like it was a really crazy concept at the time because it's like an alien that has all these like little life stages where it's like the first stage is as like an egg, and then it has like a larva stage where it'll like lure a host towards the egg, which in all of these movies there's always some dumbass who looks like straight into the egg, and then like a thing will attach to their face and then put like the little worm guy in the host's body, and then
I don't even know what to say.
And then next life stage is that it incubates in the host body for a while and then bursts out of your chest, killing the host usually.
Well, yeah.
And then it grows into like a 7-foot tall monster that eats people. And once again, I don't think I know a little bit about science fiction horror. I don't think anyone had any ideas like that before 1979. It was pretty novel at the time, which is why it's lasted so long.
And then it's a cool concept.
It got hooked up with like the Predator franchise, like the one that had Arnold in it, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I figured that's who you're talking about.
And now they have like the first its first ever TV show basically, and it's actually good, which is that's a high bar for a lot of like reboots and sequels and stuff like that in these big sci-fi franchises to meet. But it's actually like a good show. It's interesting to look at, and the writing isn't too bad, and the acting's all pretty good, even though like the concept is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, I recommend it if you're not like too squeamish.
I'm not squeamish.
It's not a great dinner time watch, but
gotcha.
But I mean, you can if you want to. It's
just to test myself. See how rock hard my stomach really is.
Yeah. You just put down your plate of gabagool, and you just eat a little piece and just watch the show and just chew that fat. But yeah, no, that's a good show I've been watching. Haven't been watching too much else, and then I kind of talked about the last movie I watched in the last episode. So, is any movies that you've watched recently that are good? Or?
Not really. I don't really feel like there's any good movies anymore, to be honest. I feel like...
Excuse me. A24, Ari Aster, elevated horror movies. I actually can't think of it. Oh no, there's other good movies. Come on. there's some other movies.
Like what?
I don't know.
You tell me then.
Oh wait, hang on. Okay, so what are movies that I've actually liked this year?
Do you remember when we went to go see The Joker?
Oh my god, that's
Do you remember how like
just bleak and boring and stupid it was? Yeah.
Do you remember after the fact, nobody said a word? We all went for dinner after and nobody spoke.
It was just like, that sucked.
It was so bad.
It was just so like fucking... Damn, like why did I pay to watch that? Why did I... Yeah, that's something I'll regret probably for a while.
That was
paying
really
money
bad.
to go to a movie theater to see Joker 2.
With Lady Gaga.
With Lady Gaga, who,
It was like a musical.
Yeah, she was only there for the musical bits, and the musical wasn't even like good.
No.
Oh, man,
it was really bad.
That was so bad. But that, like... Okay, no, I can think of good movies. Well, I mean, I hate to start with a superhero movie. Superman was pretty good. Superman was a good one.
Like the OG?
No, like the one that came out this year.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Okay.
I was like, yeah, the OG Superman's good. Like, no shit.
No, but, shit, maybe I haven't watched that many. I've been watching a lot of old movies, actually, lately. I haven't been watching...
See? And you were coming at me like...
No, but there was something new that I watched that was good this year. What was it? Oh, I watched. I don't know. I guess I watch a lot of horror movies. A lot
Yeah.
of horror has been good. There's been a
Yeah.
lot of good horror movies.
I haven't really seen a lot of the new horror movies, but that is my favorite genre. Did
Yeah.
you know that they're making another, what is it, The Conjuring? They're making like a
Yeah.
third one?
That's the Conjuring franchise is no Alien franchise. I'll tell you that much.
All
I
right.
don't think they have the longevity. Well, also because the couple that it's based on, like
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
yeah, Ed and Lorraine Warren, they only had so many adventures, and it's like
Well,
they
to be
already got through
fair,
all the good ones.
They
And
were big. Like,
yeah.
they're
I know.
famous.
I mean, it is. Yeah. Well, and the first two Conjuring, or at least the first Conjuring movie, I think I've really only watched the first one all the way through.
The second one wasn't great.
Yeah, and none of the other ones have been that great. And like The Nun, did you watch The
Oh,
Nun?
The Nun was stupid.
But that's real. But it's all real. That's the thing, right? This nice Catholic couple who would never tell a lie wrote down about how they fought all these demons in poor
Yeah.
people's houses.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. I think I tried to read. I tried to read one of like Ed Warren's books when I was a kid.
Really?
And like, yeah, he's like the demonologist, while
Mhm.
she's like the Christian psychic or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really play up like her psychic powers in the movies a lot, because that's what makes it interesting. Because
Mhm.
Ed is just a fucking guy.
Pretty much.
Especially in the movies, it's that guy. He's in. I forget his name. I forget the actor's name.
No, but he's been in other stuff. I know what you're talking about.
He's in a lot of like the supernatural horror.
Yeah,
movies.
yeah.
Like he loves the religious horror stuff. But he plays Ed, and he's like a fine actor. But it's like, I don't remember a single thing Ed does in the movies other than not believe his wife for a while, even though he's
Pretty
a
much.
demonologist.
Yeah.
He's like, I believe in demons, but tell me you saw the demon. Come on, Lorraine, you can't keep stressing yourself out like this in this job that I drag us to. And
Yep,
it's like,
pretty much.
no, when I tried to read one of the books, I tried to read the one that like The Conjuring was based on.
Mhm.
It's just like, that's supposed to be like the good one. Like that's like their premiere story. And I read it and I was just like, fuck, this guy's writing sucks. Like he's not a good writer.
That's so disappointing.
And it's like, it was like, to be fair, I was just trying to get through the introduction and stuff. Like
Yeah.
the whole introduction is where he's like, first of all, God is real.
Oh,
and
God.
not believing in God is why we're getting all of these demons.
Oh,
like,
no.
And it's like, as a demonologist, I met a lot of demons, but luckily
That's
none
so
of them are
funny.
stronger than me. and like, and
That's
it's like,
actually
dude,
crazy.
Like, dude, can you just tell me about what happened at the house? Like, I don't care about your fake background. Like, please, Ed, please. And yeah, I mean, maybe as an adult I'll have a better appreciation for it, but I just remember just being a kid and being like really into ghosts and stuff, and
I
trying to
was
read
too.
that book and being like, fuck, it's just this guy's gonna lecture me about belief for like 20 pages before he gets to the story where like someone's photo gets knocked over or something, and that's gonna be like, it's like Lorraine would. I bet there's at least one passage where it's like Lorraine wouldn't tell me what she saw, and she never spoke
Yeah.
of it again. You'll get
It's
like
like-
that thing where it's like, all right, maybe I should ask her. All right, I bet if I asked her,
Like, I'm pretty sure she tells you when she sees things and has a problem, and you just tell her that she should not worry about it.
yeah. And it's
So-
like, don't worry, you got me.
It's like, dude, you don't do anything.
Yeah, and the Bible.
that him and that damn Bible, he
My-
just waves it around like.
Yeah, it's like his whole thing. Well, he's a demonologist. He knows the prayers to banish demons and stuff like that. You know.
You know what thought
He
that
knows his stuff, but that's all he's got, and that's all he's got to write about. So it's really
Yeah.
more about the mystique of his wife. And
Yeah,
like,
she's fascinating though.
Yeah.
Like I was also really into like horror, paranormal stuff when I was growing up. My mom and I used to watch every single paranormal show and movie out there. And I was really fascinated with Lorraine Warren. Like I did like research on her and stuff when I was like 13. I was just obsessed with her. I just think people that have that kind of ability are just so interesting.
yeah, it's fascinating, especially if it's like real, or at least if them and a lot of people think it's real. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, I feel like
Objective
you can
reality is a funny thing, but like, you know.
Yeah. But there are certain things that like you really just can't explain, you know. Something that I was thinking though, and you could cut this out if you feel like it's necessary, but I feel like they're so rooted in, like, their demonology stuff is so rooted in, like, Christian beliefs that, like,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you do if you get a call and you're like, oh, my brother is possessed, but we're Jewish? Like, do they come over and like, still do, like, with the
Call
cross?
a rabbi! That's it. That's probably what it is.
But you
It's
know
like,
what I
we're gonna-
mean?
I think this might be out of my wheelhouse here. You might have to call your rabbi.
Probably.
And that is probably, it's got to be stuff like that. I feel like a lot of it, you know, let's say we'll lean towards like cynical side here, where it's like, okay, they're mostly going to people who either like, you know, are religious and are Catholic, or people who aren't religious who they feel they could kind of like bring to their side of things, where it's like, well, you know, if you stayed up to date with your prayers, then your daughter wouldn't be throwing up bugs.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It's
so,
like low-key pushing an agenda.
yeah, but it's like, I mean, listen, if there's one thing I know from watching, I used to watch so many like ghost and possession movies and stuff like that. There was The Possession, which was one about a Dybbuk, a Jewish demon, and
I don't think I've ever seen that.
yeah, you ever heard of the Dybbuk box?
No.
Oh, the Dybbuk box. Oh man, see, now this is tapping into. This is why I have a podcast, because I have a bunch of like bullshit I can tap into and then just talk about forever. But the Dybbuk box is like, it was like a it was this box that this old like she was like a Polish immigrant lady, and it was like in her family, she was taking care of it, and she was like, yeah, the box must never be opened, it's sealed with all this stuff because it has like a demon inside it. And like, I don't remember if in part of like the town, because like she died and then like it went to her daughter or something, and and I don't remember if they opened it or if it was just having the box around, they started getting all this like paranormal activity, or she was like getting these awful dreams she couldn't remember, and like seeing a big shadow monster floating around the house, and shit would just like go missing and stuff. And it's yeah, and now I think it's in like some like paranormal museum somewhere or something, and I don't think anyone's officially opened it. I don't think.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but someone might have, but and like I don't know, but there's all these like little legends attached to it where it's like, oh yeah, someone actually did open it and then they had a stroke 3 days later. I think like the daughter of the old woman who brought it over, like her friend had like a stroke after like, you know, like staying a week in the house for a while, and then she like got rid of the damn box. It's like,
Yeah.
but the movie The Possession, that was one that was interesting, because I was like, oh, The Possession, this seems generic, and then it was like, oh, it's about a Dybbuk, it's a Dybbuk box, and they have like a rabbi exorcist over it out.
That's crazy.
And it's kind of interesting. I feel like a lot of most religions have like their version of like an exorcist type person, or like a demonologist. But yeah, I used to be really interested in that stuff, and like cryptids were huge for me, like you know, like mythological creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And
like the Babadook.
Oh yeah. See, that was a good movie. That wasn't from this year.
No, that's an older one.
I watched that in a dark basement with my friends, and we'd keep getting up and sneaking around the room so we could like slap at each other in the dark while the movie was going. We'd
That
be
is
like,
so
no,
funny.
don't do it, don't touch me, this is too scary. There's something with fucking Babadook, and it's
That's
like,
hysterical.
hey, but you know what? That's another way. Australian horror. That's coming in strong. With like Talk to Me. Did you watch that one?
No.
No, that's a good one. Pretty fucked up once again. It's by these two Australian guys. They were like YouTubers, and they used to make these really like visceral like YouTube comedy horror skit type things, where they would just simulate these like brutal fights and stuff like that, and like just bizarre occurrences. And but then they finally managed to get money to like make a feature film.
Yeah.
And it was Talk to Me, and it was like a pretty big hit, and it's definitely fucked up, and it's a cool twist on what's otherwise something that's like freaking ghost horror. Like that's way oversaturated, but they made it like actually interesting. Like it's not just like the freaking psychic investigators coming.
Yeah.
In.
Oh, that's cool.
like-
I'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Sinister?
Yeah.
That is one of my all-time favorite horror movies.
Yeah.
The second one sucked, but the first one was amazing.
Yeah, I heard the second one was dog shit, but
Yeah, the second one wasn't good, but
the first one had Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they had like a real actor in it, and so
Yeah.
it was like even though like the story around it seemed like kind of like it is a little bit like I don't totally buy it, but like Ethan Hawke kind of made you buy it because he's like, I'm Ethan Hawke, I'm a real actor, and this is a real thing that's happening to me and my family, and you're like, oh shit, Ethan Hawke, call your rabbi, but like
he played that role incredibly well. Like that movie was so good.
Yeah, they did a lot with what was materially very little because it's literally they just had like the 5 tapes and then they had a dude in a mask.
Pretty
and
much.
That was it. Pretending to be a freaking ancient Babylonian demon or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean...
Who wears a trench coat and Joker makeup.
Yeah, and the characters are very stereotypical. You know, like you have like the small town sheriff who comes
like
in
a piece of shit. And
he's
like, I don't buy it.
Yeah, and then you've got like the
dorky,
the dorky other little cop who like just started and like wants to help and is a big fan. You know, it's like very...
You have the creepy kids, of course.
Yeah, it's like when the kid like crawls out of the box.
Yeah, that was
upside
crazy.
down.
It was like, oh shit.
That was crazy.
Yeah, but it's like it does a lot with very little, and so it was very well made. And then they tried to do a lot with a little bit more, and was not very good because they didn't have Ethan Hawke because he's not doing that again.
Well, spoiler alert, because he fucking died.
Oh yeah, they could have brought him back.
True, it is a horror film.
They could have given him a cameo in Sinister.
Or they could have made him a zombie.
You're just like, don't burn the tapes, burn the tapes. There's a man trapped in the tapes. I don't know. Anyway, I heard the rest of those sucked. But
yeah, you know what book was really good, but the movie sucked? Misery by Stephen King. Have you read the book and or seen the movie?
That's funny. That's like the only Stephen King book I haven't read, I think.
That is my favorite Stephen King book. It is so well written, and the movie was trash. Like, I read the book first, thank God. Yeah. The book was so much better.
It's kind of funny because I heard the movie was like one of the better adaptations of his books.
It was, but the bar is like in hell.
Because the stories without his writing style, the stories are so weird, and it's so hard to get actors who can it's hard to get your Ethan Hawkes to come in and pull off this weird ass story.
I mean, don't get me wrong, like
and stuff.
Right. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, like the main actress in the movie, I can't remember her name, but she's famous. She does a lot of horror stuff. She was also on American Horror Story, I think. She did a fantastic job in her role. Mm-hmm. It's just the way that they made the film, like the way they adapted it from the book was just like they left out so many key details that like if you read the book, like you get this whole backstory and like it really builds the whole plot, and when you're watching the movie it almost like it just takes the main plot and like plops it into a film, if that makes sense. Like there's you're missing so much of the key information that you get in the beginning of the book that like you don't even really understand the depth of like how insane the situation is.
Yeah, it's like oh, why is this even scary to this person? Well, it's like half of what's scary is like the lead up to it.
Exactly.
Stephen King, he doesn't. Sometimes he writes like crazy, fantastical things to happen, but oftentimes it's just like kind of like mundanely scary things to happen. Mm-hmm. But because the character knows the context and has been, having dreams and stuff and has like these like internal struggle,
exactly.
It's like a lot of it is based on like the character, and it's really hard for just like a feature film to capture that all in one go, especially when you're trying to make it for the cheap in the 80s.
Yep. 100%.
Or in the 2010s, or in the 2000s, like they're never that good. It was pretty good as an adaptation.
It was good, yeah.
But then they used all the scary bits from the book in the first movie.
Right.
And
the second one sucked so bad.
It is boring because it's like without like the stuff. And they also kind of nerfed the monster a little bit, where it was like, yeah, we don't want to get into all this fucking Lovecraft shit. Like, let's just make it a clown demon that's like talks in a baby voice and kills kids. And it's like, hey, the actors sold it. They found their Ethan Hawke's for that. But the problem is they just ran out of good material, and it's like, oh,
Totally.
what do we get? Okay, child orgy at the end, that's gone. All these like random racist characters. We can't have everyone saying like the N-word for 1,000 pages. There's a lot of that in that list. A lot of like racism. Because the idea is the whole town is has been poisoned by this entity, so everyone is like, it's just like shitty small town America, but like worse.
Yeah.
And so it's like just make sure everyone's like mean and it's already prone to violence. But it's hard to really depict that in a movie where it's like, especially in like a 2-hour movie. And then from what I know of It Too is literally just like half just like dream sequences and like hallucinations. And nothing happens to show that the adults are in danger, because for most of the adult part of the book, the adults aren't in danger. Most of the book, they're on a plane or hanging out in a hotel. Mm-hmm. And then I heard they also got rid of some other elements. Sorry if actually, you know what? It's not even spoiling because I'm not even talking about what they're missing. But
True.
Even though the book was kind of controversial, it's still one of my favorite Stephen King books, just because it's got. I like me some lore, and it's just got so much like lore for this shitty little small industrial city, just in Maine somewhere, and it's just like all this stuff. It just feels so like grimy and evil, and it's like all this history of like bad shit that people just kind of put behind them. Yeah. And it's like it was so cool, and then some of it was just like drug fueled like crazy shit that like can't go into a movie, but it's kind of too bad. We're probably not going to get another version of that movie for a while. I think they're going to be like,
I think that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool with not having too many more of those. Yeah. But
I do love Stephen King though. Have you ever read what's it called? The Talisman?
Yeah, that was that's another one. I only read like part of it, and then
oh my god, you have to finish it. It was so good. It's like. It's not so much horror. It's more of like fantasy. Yeah. Which I feel like you would really like.
Yeah, because it was like him and like Peter Straub.
Yeah.
And it was like I read kind of the first part of it, but I was like, I'm not feeling like the kid character right now, and so I kind of just like put it down for a while, and then I never picked it back up again. But it's just too bad because I've heard it's one of like his better.
It is one of his best works. It was so good. The beginning is slow because it's like really building the storyline for you. Mm-hmm. But you should really try to read it again and like push through like the first like 100 pages or so. Yeah, because it's so good.
The first bit, it's like he's getting lost in a carnival, and I'm like, I'll come back to this book later. And then I just didn't for a while. Yeah, but I'm gonna put it back onto my reading list.
You should.
I'll try and bump it up a little.
I mean, it also like it's one of those books. It's not really a mindless read. Like, you know, some books, like summer books or whatever, where it's, like, really easy to read. You have to really, like, be focused on it to understand the story, but it's so worth it. Like, you really have to pay attention, because there's a lot of details, and it switches a lot. Like, this isn't really too much of a spoiler, but, like, you know, he switches worlds, like, quote-unquote, you know? Okay. So you really have to pay attention to know, like, what's going on.
Yeah, and, like, where he is.
Yeah, it's really good, though.
Have you read, I know that's one of, like, Stephen King's better, like, attempts at fantasy. Have you read The Dark Tower?
No, I bought it. I have it sitting on my bookshelf, but I haven't read it yet.
It's, like, it's pretty good, but it was kind of, like, the whole series is, like, one that Stephen King kind of felt, like, forced that he had to finish, even though he was sort of out of ideas after, like, the first 3 or 4. Yeah. And, and some of this... It's like pretty good, and a lot of the ideas are really cool, but it like not all of the ideas go anywhere. Yeah. And it's an interesting book. I do recommend that you at least read like the first one, or like the first 3 are like solid. Yeah. And the first 3 or 4, and then they kind of get like long, but like also nothing's really happening, and The first 3 have a lot of really solid, really weird racism in it.
Interesting.
But it's like
racism is not interesting.
Yeah,
That's not what I meant.
That's both sides. Gray area, Julia. But no, but it's like it's really weird because it's like played for like to show that like a character is like in a altered state of mind.
Yeah.
Or something. And so it's really weird. You'll have to. It's some of the most bizarre shit. But it's really engaging for like the first 3 books. And then the last 3 books are all like 1,000 pages.
Mm-hmm.
And like normally I'd like that if it was good, but like a lot of it is just like them just saying the other world slang over and over again. And I'm like, I didn't really care for this this language in the beginning. Like it already sounds like some stupid gibberish that Stephen King made up when he was a college student.
Yeah.
Now he has to make everyone say like heyo and kambala, kambadamada, and like this fucking like bumpkin gibberish language that
right.
everyone in the other world speaks, and then the main characters over time, because they're getting into the culture and they start saying it in their regular conversation. I'm like, come on guys, please don't.
Yeah.
It's okay.
You just got to the point where you couldn't do it
it's
anymore.
It's just me, I'm the reader, you can just speak normal to me. But it's honestly, the end isn't as bad as everyone says. So it's like if you got some time and you want to really like kind of learn about like the really deep part of all of Stephen King's like little worlds that he makes and kind of how he connects them and stuff, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I have a controversial take about, have you ever read Salem's Lot?
Yeah.
I didn't really love it. People say it's like one of his better books. Like it's one of his most well-known books. I really it's not that it was bad, it was just so basic. Yeah. You know, I felt very unimpressed by it.
Yeah, it's honestly one of those that at this point, you know, after, let's say, it's been about it's almost 50 years since that book came out.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the second book he ever published. And it's vampire fiction, and people weren't really doing a lot of vampire fiction back then.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like Interview with the Vampire was like in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so it was like that was like the first like really like big vampire fiction book that there had been in like a long time, possibly even since like Dracula.
Yeah.
Because I can't think of that many really good vampire novels from like the first half of the 20th century.
Yeah. I mean, are any of them really good?
hey, well, Dracula is good.
Well, okay.
And Salem's Lot, for the time, was good.
I was just going to say.
I feel like maybe you aren't that much into vampires.
Me? Excuse me. The Vampire Diaries TV show, I've watched that like at least 5 times. I love vampire lore.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
So,
I'm
pipe
sorry.
down.
Fine, whatever. But yeah, I mean, but at the time, I think it was just like, it was some big thing. Fuzz.
Hi.
Get out of here. I'm recording, you little fuzzy bastard.
Lexi's right behind you.
Yeah, she's just hanging out. She's not making noise. He'll make noise. He'll headbutt my microphone.
That's rude.
He might actually do it right now if he jumps up. But yeah, I think for the time it was like sort of like a thing where it's like, whoa, a vampire novel.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, these vampires are brutal and stuff. And it's like, Stephen King started a lot of like the modern horror genre as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you know, there were other ones, but they were kind of fringe. He was like the one that like brought it like mainstream again, and where it was like, that's the thing. And so that's like the quintessential vampire book for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I thought it was like okay. It wasn't always the best. Sometimes he just has like, it's one of those ones where he just has like a self-insert author character in it.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, maybe it's just like, I'm a young author guy. It's just single hanging out in Maine.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah. He gets to have his fantasy of not being with his wife at the time, and like, and getting killed by a vampire or something. I don't know.
It's better than hanging out with his wife.
But yeah, I like that one. Pet Sematary was probably my favorite.
Oh, that was a good one.
Yeah,
I do like that one.
That was probably the most scary for me, and the coolest because it has a Wendigo in it. That's cool. Spoiler. Shit. Anyway, whatever. It's another 40-year-old book. Fucking deal with it. You'll figure it out when it's there. But it's a lot of stuff about, like, death, which I found really scary even as a kid when I wasn't really thinking or caring about death that much. And it's just as scary now because half of it is literally just like, hey, what if you had the opportunity to not die? And it's like, damn, dude, call your rabbi. Don't worry about that, all right? But
Bottom line, live in the gray area and call the fucking rabbi.
Yeah. Literally, don't open that damn box. Fuzz, get down, please.
Oh, no, there he goes.
Yeah, but actually, you know what? I can recommend, if you do like vampire stuff.
Yeah.
There's a compilation of like vampire short stories that I really liked, and it's called like, I think it's called like We Own the Night or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like a bunch of like the best like vampire stories from the past like 25, 30 years or something like that. And a lot of it is really cool because it kind of stretches like the idea of like what a vampire is. Like a vampire can be like traditional cloak and fangs vampire, or it can be like a weird mimic thing, or it can just be like, you know, a strange person who has like, you know, problems and like,
not mental health problems though,
yeah,
just
like
in case.
Like physical problems, like it's actually, this guy's actually just a murderer who can't go out in the sun. And
right.
Like, I don't actually know if there's a story like that in it. I think a lot of it is traditional vampires.
Yeah.
But
no,
it's cool.
I'll look into it though.
It's cool. It's called like We Own the Night or something like that. It's probably on the shelf somewhere. I don't know. I'll take a look after. But yeah. No, like, yeah, horror fiction is definitely my bread and butter right now, especially with like, and movies and stuff too. I don't think I've watched I watched Friendship. There was that one with the Tim Robinson guy from I Think You Should Leave.
Oh.
That was the feature film he was in with Paul Rudd.
Oh, I never saw that, but I like both of those people.
It's a weird one. It's got like the millennial and Gen Z kind of like anti-humor people have come to love from that, where it's just like a lot of awkward pauses and like just people being like disturbing but in a way that's funny. And I actually like it a lot better than most of his skits because I'm not that big of a fan of I Think You Should Leave, but I kind of liked him having to like basically string a bunch of skits together and make it this like bizarre fucked up movie.
Yeah.
Because it's like, hey, what if one of his skits happened but then it had to keep going because this is this guy's life, and it's like that shit was crazy.
Yeah. There were a few episodes of I Think You Should Leave that I liked, but overall I was a little underwhelmed by it, but there were a few key episodes that I was like, these are really funny. You know who really loved that series though? Fucking Tyler. He loved that series. He used to make me watch it all the time. He showed it to my mom once and she did not laugh once. And Tyler was like, Michelle, you don't think it's funny? And she was like, no. Do you? And meanwhile, Tyler's like laughing his ass off.
Oh,
anyway.
That's always the worst. That's literally like my least favorite thing if I show someone something I like and they're just like,
and they like don't even care about it. It's so embarrassing. Anyway, I have to look at the Tim Robinson and Paul Rudd thing, so that sounds like really interesting.
It's called Friendship. It should be out on streaming. It's a lot about. It sounds kind of like simple and like stupid to say this, but it is kind of about like a little bit about like male loneliness and like how awkward and strange it is to try and just like have like normal male friendships if you're just like an isolated dude. Where like, you know, we live in a world where everyone's kind of isolated, so it's like it's sort of relatable, but also it's a crazy Tim Robinson sketch, so it's like also entirely not relatable at all. So very interesting movie, but I guess that's the only other one I saw. Everything else has just been horror movies that I've been... And then Superman was pretty good. And then... but yeah, I haven't been watching a lot of serious movies lately.
Yeah.
But yeah, oh shit. Okay, we've been talking about movies for a while. Any music that... that you feel comfortable sharing for the podcast?
Oh, well, I mean, I'm pretty basic. I mean, I listen to everything, but like... when I get in the car and I hit shuffle, it's usually like Tate McRae, very like cookie cutter pop star, but I love her.
I haven't had someone recommend Tate McRae yet. So
I love her. I mean, you have to take it for what it is. It's like very typical like dance pop music, but it's really catchy and she's a great performer. I'm trying to think of like better music to recommend. Oh, there's this artist that I found. His name is Presley Regier, something like that. But he is an independent artist.
Elvis Presley.
No, no.
It's like, did he remarry?
No, it's like it's like must be like a French name or something. I don't know. But he Presley Regier.
Presley, that's okay, never mind. That's a different thing. I saw the genre. Or like it was, I was like...
Like I can't pronounce the word religion?
Well, yeah, I was like, it says religion, you fucking idiot. It's like...
Yeah, no, I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, it literally says it on Spotify, pronounced Regier.
Huh.
Presley Regier.
What genre is he?
Like chill pop. Like very like he makes his own music, so it's all like on the little like pad thing. There's no like real instruments, but he's got some good stuff.
Yeah. No, that's interesting. I like there's like a lot of little electronica artists who
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you're very into like the underground music scene.
I've gotten into, you know, I always used to say that I listen to everything, but now when I say that, it's a lot closer than where I was before, because now it's like now I actually listen to like a lot of hip hop instead of just like one like Snoop Dogg song. And then I'm like, yeah, I like old school hip hop.
Yeah.
And it's like I've actually never listened to any newer hip hop except for like Drake on the radio. And like,
does that even really count?
Like, anything, it always used to be, for me, it used to be hip hop radio, because I used to not know how like an aux cord worked. And I didn't have any like interesting music of my own that I liked to listen to. So I just listened to the radio. And so the only hip hop I would get would just be like the most shitty like sanitized like pop radio hip hop, where the stupid pop themes are the same, where there's like, yeah, don't let them rap about anything that's serious and put it on the radio. It's got to just be stupid shit like going to party. I have your girl. She's with me willingly.
I've got all this money. I've got your girl.
I have all the money, and
I'm super drunk.
And I'll kill you, except kill is bleat. And it's like, yeah. And it's like, and I was like, this sucks. I'm gonna listen to Led Zeppelin. And I've come along.
Led Zeppelin's good though.
Yeah, and it was really good for the first 15 years of listening to Led Zeppelin with my dad. But you know, but eventually you got to go on to other things, especially when I started learning like how to play instruments and stuff, and then things started just being orange. But yeah, I've been listening to a lot of stuff. I have been listening to a lot of hip hop lately. Just a lot of like the top guys who like everyone knows. Yeah. But at least I like know the top guys now.
Well,
it's like,
in your mind, who are the top guys? Like, please don't say Drake again.
Where it's like, I know Kendrick Lamar. I know Nas. I know. You know, I listened to Tupac instead of just hearing about Tupac. I listened to Notorious and Andre 3000. Yeah. And Denzel Curry is probably one of the more like kind of experimental guys I listen to. Yeah. He's really good. He's very, very talented rapper and a good writer. And he I don't know if he makes his own beats, but he always has very interesting beats and samples that he works with. And he's really cool. So I've been listening to a lot of that. But I have there's definitely like some electronica that I've been listening to, or like guys that use a lot of like, you know, just electronic instruments. Yeah. One of them is Say Hi. He's an artist. He's been around since like 2000. Oh, but, wow. He's been around for a while, but he's basically just like this kind of like indie guy, and he basically like he has a band, but he kind of composes all of the music himself. That's really cool. And uses all these weird little like electronic sounds. It's kind of like it kind of sounds a little like the Postal Service a bit, and like guys like that. But yeah, he's really fun to listen to. So I listen to a lot of his stuff. So yeah, that's really cool. I like some new interesting experimental electronic guys. So I'll listen to that religion guy, Reggie Elvis Regley, Presley Regington. Yeah. I'll look him up.
I think that you would like him. I think it's like a very chill vibe.
Yeah, chill vibes. I listen to about 40% chill vibes.
I think you'll like it, yeah. Yeah. Do you listen to Russ at all?
Russ, I think...
He's like R&B, hip hop, pop
I think
combo.
I think I've definitely heard of Russ, and I've probably heard something that he's made.
He's got a couple of really popular songs, but the stuff that's not so popular is his best stuff.
Yeah,
I think is also kind of up
that's
your alley.
honestly that's the same with a lot of artists. Honestly,
100%.
Like if you ever get into like any one genre, it's always you gotta go at least a little bit deeper into it. It's-
Like, and I know Taylor Swift is so controversial. I love her. I understand why some people aren't a fan, but with her, very much so. I feel like the stuff that you hear on the radio, like, it's catchy and whatever, but if you really dig deep into like her music that only her real fans have listened to, it's so much better. Like the songs that like her songwriting ability is really amazing.
Taylor's version. No, I know that was the whole thing because she had an issue with like her producers or something.
Yeah, she re-recorded like most of her shit.
Yeah.
Which I thought was really badass.
Yeah, hey, good for her, and good for her for even wanting to do that. I would have given up. I would have been
Talk
like,
about
you can
petty.
have it. You can have it.
Yeah.
I'm tired. I gotta go tour. No, but you know what? I sort of got. Yeah, I still don't trust Taylor Swift. Like.
Wait, what do you mean you don't trust her?
I wouldn't trust her to like watch my cats. I wouldn't trust.
What?
her.
You know she's got like 3 of her own cats.
Yeah. But,
she's like the ultimate cat lady.
Yeah, sure, but it's like she has like probably a whole staff to take care of her cats.
Fair.
And it's like I wouldn't trust her by herself. And I don't feel like I think probably the only thing we could talk about would be like knowing how to play music. And she would be better than me, and then I'd get mad, and then we'd have nothing to talk about.
Gotcha.
Right?
Gotcha.
But
so it's an ego thing.
It's going to be partly an ego thing. She's also taller than me, I think, so that's an issue.
You can't assert your dominance.
Major issue.
Yeah.
Major issue.
Yeah.
On the podcast, you can't see how short I am. I got a little bit more appreciation for Taylor Swift because I kind of got forced exposure to some of her like deeper discography.
Mm-hmm.
It was because it was like my first job out of college. I was doing like invasive plant control. So basically just like pulling weeds for minimum wage. And I was with a couple of other aspiring scientists, and I had graduated. There was only one other person who had graduated, and then the rest were just these like undergrad girls who were like in like their sophomore year, and they all loved Taylor Swift. And so it's like we all had to pack into the same like organization vehicle.
Yeah.
And then they would be like, all right, we gotta, we can rotate the music around, but like 3 out of the 5, it's gonna be like Taylor Swift or something similar to that. And so I got to listen to a lot more Taylor Swift than I would have ever chosen to on my own. So it's like, yeah, she can sing, she can play guitar. I don't know if she has anything that important to say necessarily, but she can do her songs and she's good at those. And
yeah, I think a lot of it is like her songwriting ability. Like the way that she writes is really, she like clearly cares very much about what she writes. And nowadays, like we were just talking earlier, like not on the podcast, but about how music nowadays is just so like meh. Like nobody really has anything to say. It's
anything that comes out that gets like majorly distributed is gonna be like, it's not really gonna be anything that meaningful to a lot of people.
Yeah, so that's why I kind of feel like I like to defend Taylor Swift because I do feel like the craft of songwriting. Legacy, Yeah,
she's gotten grandfathered in, so she can still
pretty much
like make songs.
Pretty much
because people will still keep buying them.
Yeah. I just think that like a lot of artists nowadays, they kind of just take whatever song somebody else wrote for them and then they sing it and then they mass distribute it. I feel like with her and like other artists who write their own songs, I just feel like it's so much more meaningful because she cares about, like, she might not have a lot to say all the time, like, singing about whatever the fuck, but she writes her own stuff, and I feel like that comes from a real place of passion, and you can kind of tell that she cares about what she does, whereas, like, I'm not really, like, a Sabrina Carpenter fan. Like, I just feel like she's so, like, basic and like
the
she
songs
doesn't say anything.
The songs she writes or like the songs that she performs are very basic. I like her music style a little bit, where it's like kind of like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like kind of rock, like a little bit like bumpy dance type of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've never been super impressed with her lyrics, other than her.
Oh, no.
I like that one where she's mildly racist to Irish people.
Wait,
Well,
what?
it's that one that she has about Barry Keoghan or whatever.
Man-child?
No, it was the one where it was like, please,
Oh, yeah.
please. And she's like, I say it's just his culture. And I'm like, what? Are you
Mm-hmm.
saying that the Irish guy has a drinking problem because of his Irish culture? And then I just imagine Barry Keoghan in Saltburn. Actually, I don't even want to say the scene that I remember from Saltburn. It's so fucking gross. It's the one where he's drinking out of the bath drain.
Ew.
You ever see that movie?
No.
Nah, don't bother. That's the most shocking part.
Oh, okay.
He drinks something out of a bath drain.
That's disgusting. I don't even need to know what it is.
Yeah, no spoilers. You're gonna want to watch it yourself on Amazon Prime.
Wasn't
By the
that
way,
other guy in there? Jacob Elordi?
Yeah, Jay Elordi.
Yeah, the guy who was on Euphoria.
Yeah,
Yeah.
tall guy.
Very tall.
That's his character.
Yeah, tall guy with brown hair.
He's tall and he is like tentatively cool, but like that's his character every time. Where he's like he's tall, he's cool,
Yeah.
but his life could crumble at any moment. Like, it's
And you know what? He plays that character so well.
Where he's just like, yeah, it's good. And he like stares off into the distance. It's not fucking good. I'm
Yeah, I'm
Jacob
fine.
Elordi. Shut the fuck up. Like, so he's good at playing that character, I guess. Oh man, I don't want to talk forever about like things that I don't like. I was gonna start shitting on Euphoria. I was gonna start shitting on
It's so
Saltburn.
easy to hop on the hate train because Euphoria, what the fuck is
It's like,
that?
who's that for?
Seriously.
Creeps. It's for creeps.
It is for creeps.
It's for creeps who want to watch teenagers get naked and do drugs.
Yeah, but like, it's like the loophole of like, well, the actors aren't teenagers, so it's technically fine. It's like, no, they're acting as teenagers.
And if you have a little bit of media literacy, you'd know that we aren't really condoning that. Even though the heroin addict is also an A+ student. And it's like, and also everyone who's successful also does a lot of drugs in the show, but we're not condoning it. And we're not condoning like age gap relationships either, even though Drake's a producer on the show. And
Oh my god.
the fact that Drake was a producer on the show
I did
is
not
like,
know
the
that.
least surprising thing in the world.
I didn't even know that. Oh my god. That, you know, back to Pretty Little Liars though, it's the same fucking thing. Like,
Yeah.
I'm rewatching it now as an adult, and this is something that I used to watch when it came out, like in the early 2010s. The amount of grown men who are into teenage girls. What the fuck? Like, and they had us like shipping these people. Like this one of the characters like literally dates her teacher. She's 16 and she's dating her teacher who's like 24 or 25 years old. And like back then, everyone in the fandom was like rooting for them so hard. Like, fuck her parents for trying to keep them apart. Like,
shit used to be crazy back
seriously,
in the early 2000s.
Insane.
Feels not that long ago, but kind of is.
I mean, think about it. Like
culturally, especially. Like culturally, we are light years away from that in a variety of different directions.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, nobody in 2025 would ever make a show like that. Like,
yeah, at least not have that as like a plot point this
like,
is something you should be rooting for.
Exactly,
you know?
That's my point. Yeah, like,
or
no,
like, this is a little wrong, but it's part of the magic, you know. Like they don't do that. At least I don't know. I didn't watch that much of Euphoria, so I don't think there was a teacher-student relationship.
No, I'm more referencing Pretty
Yeah.
Little Liars
Yeah.
in that, but I watched Euphoria in
Just
college,
tell the truth.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know anything about that show.
It's disturbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I might watch it at some point. At some
I don't
point,
really know if you would like it.
Maybe not, but I'd give it there's going to be some point when I get really sick and I watch through all the YouTube videos in my watch later and I watch through most of the movies on my movie list and I'll be like, what the
Fuck
hell?
it.
I'll watch Pretty Little Liars. I'll watch what was the one with Will Smith that I'm just trying to think of Will Smith's first show. I honestly, that's so stupid that I can't even remember that.
Wait, like the show that he was on?
Yeah, the
Fresh Prince?
Yeah, the Fresh Prince.
I'm like, I don't really know anything that Will Smith was in besides Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. That's old. That's like 90s.
Yeah, that's like a 90s show. It would be like me watching Seinfeld again, which I used to a lot.
Do you like Seinfeld?
No, I don't really.
Okay, good.
It's like, it's fine. Some of the episodes are pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, but, I mean, some of it is really just like nothing. And I mean, I get it. It's the show about nothing, but that's like all sitcoms. So it's like all sitcoms.
That's like Friends, too.
Yeah. I don't think I'd watch Friends. Friends seems like such a nothing show.
I've seen episodes here and there just like, in passing. I don't really understand the appeal. People love it. I don't get it, though. It seems boring.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know, I used to watch Seinfeld late at night with my mom sometimes, so I could appease her and make her go to bed so I could just hang out and do stuff on my own. But, you'd watch like Seinfeld. I used to that's honestly how I know most like old TV shows. It's because I would just watch reruns with my mom of like Law and Order. And like, she loves those cop shows.
My mom is obsessed with true crime.
Oh, true crime?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people are. I don't know. I like fictional crime stuff a lot better generally.
Crime stuff freaks me out.
Sometimes I can get into like if it's a well researched true crime and it's like has actual interesting stuff going on, then I'll watch it. But a lot of it is just like the fucking Teletubby murders. And it's like, we called it that because the guy killed them in front of the Teletubby TV show. And it's like, well, that's the stupid thing.
And they interview all of these, like, pointless people who, like, don't really know anything.
It's like, I knew he was a bad egg.
You're like, I knew her when she was 4 years old. I met her once.
I would have never thought she would have grown up to get murdered.
I also feel like true crime
is like... I'm a rabbi. She should have called me. Never should have opened that box.
Damn it.
Oh my god. Yeah, the true crime. I've watched like a couple of good ones. Like there's that one. Don't fuck with cats. That was kind of interesting.
I don't think I've ever even heard of that.
It was pretty disturbing. It was about like it's a group of like online vigilantes who were like trying to figure out who this guy who was posting like animal torture videos.
Oh my god.
And then the guy eventually graduated to killing people. And,
oh my god.
It's a crazy story. It's I recommend that one. It's on Netflix. It was one of the shows that Netflix had before it just started doing like extra slop. But yeah.
It doesn't show like the videos of the animals, does it?
It blurs it out.
Okay, because I can't handle that.
Yeah, I don't think even Netflix is really allowed to show like people like murdering animals uncensored. But I don't know. I'm sure if they had the opportunity to, they would. But,
for sure.
Be like, look at this shit. Oh man.
Yeah, true crime. I don't know. I feel like it's morally talk about the gray area.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like it's just people trying to monetize like tragedies just doesn't always sit right with me.
Yeah, like the Dahmer ones.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, let's get this handsome guy to play Dahmer and we'll make him so
Yeah,
good.
like they romanticize it.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't know if you needed 3 Dahmer documentaries.
Right.
And like all the families of the victims are telling you to stop.
Right. like that can't be morally correct.
And it's like, I don't really get that stuff. Like at that point, just read a fucking book. All right, just read a book about it if you really want it.
Yeah.
If you want like sensationalized shit, then you're like, you're a little messed up, and you're also kind of a baby. So like, you want the fun, like crazy baby version of like the true crime, and it's always just so weird. Like, anything Jeffrey Dahmer or like. Now I'm getting tired, so now I'm forgetting all the serial killers that I used to know the names of when I was researching true crime.
That's okay. They have enough fame.
They can stay in the past.
Yeah.
To be honest, the more you learn about serial killers, the more you're like, this guy sucked, and he should stay in the past forever. And it's like, yeah, like that's there's no reason to you do it. You do it once, and then it's over. You can make a really good, well-researched thing, and then there's nothing else to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's my very real opinion on that.
The way that we memorialize serial killers is insane.
Yeah, but I mean, we also like romanticize them in fiction, which is like
100%.
Some of the things were. See, now I get to bitch about American Horror Story.
Please.
Because American Horror Story does that shit where it's like,
I know.
I'm a psychopath and I'm sexual. And it's like, yeah, they kind of are all sexual, but the thing is that usually they're ugly freak weirdos who like are into really weird fucked up shit.
Yeah.
They're not just into knives and having regular sex, you know. They're like they're literally sickos.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, instead it's in this one you have, I don't know, Jacob Elordi. I don't remember who was in American
Oh my god,
Horror
Evan
Story.
Peters.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god, where he's just like...
Tumblr had a field day
with him. I know I'm 19 and you're 13. I remember that from the first season. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I'm
it was
glad
so
I
disturbing.
pirated the first season.
And
That's
he,
a joke.
like...
Never pirated anything in my life.
And he like offed himself.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole like... The way that they romanticized it.
And it's
insane.
It's just such a long thing where it's like, we get it, he's trying to persuade her to kill herself. It's like, I get it, just don't. Just don't.
Yeah.
Call Ed Warren.
No, call the rabbi.
Call the rabbi.
Don't open the box, just call the rabbi.
Rabbis will go anywhere.
You know us Jews, we're money grabbers, so...
Let's knock on the door. Don't need to convert or anything. I'll take a look around. Oh my god. But yeah, now I didn't even like the first season that much. I kind of liked the second season just because of how crazy it was.
Was the second season the witches, or was that
second season was a mental asylum?
That was a good
mental
season.
Mental asylum and aliens and like...
There were aliens in that season?
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
Oh, so that's why you liked it.
No, I mean I liked the whole asylum thing. I like there was like they brought it all together, and they probably had some of the better acting in the series and stuff like that. And it was
with what's her name, Sarah Paulson.
Yeah, and it's like demons and mental illness and stigmatization of mental illness and woman getting involuntarily committed to mental hospital.
Because she was gay, yeah.
Yeah, and like. And then it also, tied in a bunch of other stuff. But as usual with them, it's like they have a good story, and then they end the story with like 3 episodes left, and then they have a different story that sucks more. Mm-hmm. And it's like, when did zombies have to get into this?
Right.
I was really invested in them bringing back the fucking Antichrist. Or I don't remember. There's something with a demon in the second season.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, it was like, I liked that part. But instead, it's once again, the same thing with the witches, where it's like, they'll have like a cool element set up where it's like, oh man, the highest witch in New Orleans, she's sending a fucking minotaur after the witches, and it's like minotaur dead, killed by an old lady after having weird sex with one of the characters. And,
like they take really interesting plot points and like
and it's like, hey man, you don't have to get that experimental. Can you just hit the beats a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, can you hit the beats first?
Like we can mainstream it a little bit.
And then do your subversive shit that's not even that subversive anymore, because everything is about being a little gossip and like going behind people's backs. And it's like, oh, but this time the gossip getting someone killed. And it's like that. I feel like that's like all of the American Horror Story stories now, where it's like, it's like, oh, I'm keeping a secret because I don't like you, and it's going to get some people killed. And it's like, cool. And it's like, whether that's from witches, which they're bringing back the witches again, I think. Or actually, that was
Are they still making that show?
No, actually, that was just a flashback to 5 years ago.
Oh, I was like, what?
And telling people how much American Horror Story sucked as they were trying to watch it in the break room.
Wait, wasn't Kim Kardashian on one of the seasons?
Yeah,
like one of the more recent ones?
She's in one of the recent ones. Lady Gaga was in The Hotel, which I guess was one that was like kind of mixed.
Oh, I did not like it. I mean, when I was in college, I used to like American Horror Story, but only the first 3 seasons.
Yeah, I watched the first half of I think I finished season 3 eventually. But that was
but then all of the ones after that, the 4th season with the clown, like the circus plot, I got through like maybe 3 episodes and I was like throwing up in my mouth. It was disgusting. I couldn't get through it. And then I watched the one with...
Guess what? Gross sex? That's the scariest thing of all. Imagine having sex with a gross person. Wouldn't that be frightening? Wouldn't that be spooky? Wouldn't that be scary? And that's
I think you'd have to call a rabbi.
Yeah, they'd have to. Yeah, or even just put a Bible in between. Just let things be platonic for 3 episodes while we get the characters straight.
Yeah, it's something. Just I don't know. They make it
get some scares in.
Yeah, it's just like so twisted. Like the one with Lady Gaga was really nasty. It was just like all like really freaky sex stuff and like a lot of like and it's probably, torture.
Yeah, and I think her thing it was like based on like that Baroness who bathed in blood or something like that to stay
really?
Or something like that.
Whatever it was fucking weird.
I don't know. I just remember there were a lot of in the trailer for it. There was a lot of her in a bath, and so I'm assuming it was the Lady Bathory reference or something like that. Whereas, did they name the bathtub after Lady Bathory? I'll have to research that another time.
You should, because now I'm curious.
That's probably not, but it could be. It could be. Yeah, but oh damn, we've ventured into TV shows after trying to go into music.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to get off your chest? Anything interesting?
Interesting? I don't know. I mean.
Oh wait, okay. Maybe you can answer this as quick or as long as you want. What was your first job, and did it suck? My
first job did suck, very much so. I had to get working papers for it because I was only 12, and my mom forced me. She was like, "You need a job!" So she marched me down to I think we had to go to the high school and get like a signature from someone to say that I could work. Super weird. God. But yeah, my first job, I worked at a makeup boutique like in my hometown, and it was this really, really old lady who owned the business. May she rest in peace, but she was a bitch. I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, but she was so mean to me. She used to make me wear like leggings, like black leggings and a white long sleeve button up in the middle of summer, mind you. Like it was, like from June to August, I was wearing that every day. She would make me like walk down the street to the deli and get her very specific lunch, and I would have to like go to the post office and stuff. But and
then she'd make you watch her eat it.
Yeah, did I tell you that already?
Oh, maybe you did tell me that.
I think I had to have told you that already, because she used to like...
We met on the bus like 3 hours ago, but like, me and Julie, we were talking about all this stuff for a while.
We didn't meet on the bus, we met on the side of the road. I was asking you for bus fare.
And
get your story straight.
I don't have that, but I have a podcast.
I'll give you a taco if you go on my podcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, she used to make me watch her eat. It was disgusting.
It's so foul.
It was disgusting. And she would like choke on her food and like literally spit up like a baby. No. It was disgusting. And she was... Here, is Callie laughing?
Maybe. I don't know.
Anyway, yeah.
My producer is always listening.
Big brother is always watching.
Yeah.
But yeah, she was so old school that like she did everything by hand. All of her books were like handwritten. Like she would write a check to cash every time she paid me. Like, and she used to call me fat all the time. She was like,
it's to motivate you to work harder. How is this not motivating you?
I mean, at 12 years old though, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I would go to work every day and she'd be like, were you always this big? Like,
there's not a good age to call someone fat, but I feel like
especially
12 is probably a really wrong age.
Yeah. It was really bad. And like, she would ask to see pictures of like my family and whatever. I guess she was like trying to be nice sometimes, but every time I would show her photos, she'd be like, oh, you look so much skinnier here. And I'd be like, you can't even like see my body. It's like a neck up photo of like me and my family. So she used to call me fat, and she used to tell me that whenever customers came into the store, which by the way, we never had any customers, like nobody came into that store.
What was the store again? What was
it was called Sandy O's. It was like,
all right, I'm gonna bleep that out, but like
it's not there anymore.
Oh, okay.
It hasn't been there for at least 10 years. Like,
and there's no estate that's gonna come after me on this podcast for defamation.
No, and she's dead.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
well, you know,
you can bleep it out if you want. I don't care. She used to make me lie to the customers.
You know the ghosts can listen to you through electronics.
Damn it, I gotta call the rabbi.
Shit.
But yeah, she used to make me lie to the quote-unquote customers that we had and tell them that the makeup that I was wearing was from her store, even though it was not.
It's just like from like Sephora or something.
Yeah, I mean, I wore Sephora makeup like most people do.
What if you just repackaged Sephora products and just resold them?
You know what? I wouldn't put it past her. I mean, I do not even know where she got her products from.
Although, honestly, someone that old who's running a makeup thing, she's probably using a mortar and pestle to make, like, grind, like, clays together and stuff and be like, yes, this...
Like, dead
I
ass.
dug this clay from my grandfather's mansion's pit in the backyard. And
Yep. Yeah, so that was the first job I ever had.
I wore this clay to my 5th wedding. Outlasted them all. American Horror Story season 13.
She should star in the next season and be the main demon.
Just a makeup store where it's just like everyone just gets fucking bullied and it's just really really awful. Just American Horror Story job. It just fucking sucks. That'd be great.
Oh my god. Yeah, so that was the first job I ever had. It was really rough. And I think she paid me $7 an hour, maybe?
Brutal.
Yeah, it was bad. And that
but you're 12. You're not a real person. You're not a real worker.
True. So $7 an hour to a 12-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, since back then all you're buying really is like candy and stuff like me.
I wasn't allowed to eat candy.
Really? I know. Well, I wasn't allowed to eat candy, but once I got a job and I had my own money, I could buy candy if I wanted to. I just couldn't take it home. I had to eat it outside of the house.
That is so funny. I was so deathly afraid of lying to my parents that like I would not even. They told me you can't do that, and I did not do it.
No. Yeah, once again, sorry, male privilege over here.
I guess so.
Tell my parents, whatever, man, and then I take out my skateboard and I would just skate away off to my job as a cashier.
You probably looked so cool on that skateboard.
I didn't learn how to skateboard until I was like 20, and now I don't think I know how to skateboard. But I think I could pick it up again.
I mean, if you were 20, that was only 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, you know, we don't have to name ages here, but...
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. I think
we're old now.
But yeah, what the fuck was I? Oh yeah, no, your job thing. Yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Did you have any was there any like salesmanship involved, or was it just basically just being this lady's assistant?
I was pretty much just her assistant because we didn't really get a lot of in-person customers, but we shipped a lot of stuff. So like I was always going to the post office to drop off packages. I'm pretty sure she was just sending makeup to her friends, which I'm sure they were paying for it because I was like responsible for the handwritten like till. It's ridiculous. But yeah, we pretty much just shipped a lot of our makeup. But yeah.
Yeah, that sounds terrible. Even the idea of just I've never really had a job where I was just working with like one other person.
It's
like
awkward.
Every single. I feel like, especially if you can't have like a good relationship, and then or even like a good working relationship, it's probably a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, and I was 12 years old. 2, it was the first job I'd ever had in my entire life, and 3, it was the middle of summer and all I wanted to do was go and hang out with my friends. So it was a really bad first step into the working world, to say the least.
That doesn't sound great. Honestly, I mean, yeah, that makes me feel like I talked about my first job in a previous episode where I had to just referee youth soccer when I was like 12 years old. And I did the training, and then I did like 1 or 2 games where I got yelled at because I sucked so bad as a referee.
Oh no!
I kept letting the kids go out of bounds, but then being too scared that I was too late to blow the whistle, and so I just let them play on. And the coach would be like, "It was out of bounds," and I'd be like, "Fuck, shit." I just do so. I wouldn't know. I didn't know, but that's. I feel like that's worse because at least that one it was kind of just one and done. I didn't have to do any more of that.
And they didn't call you fat.
Yeah. Not to my face, anyway.
Not to your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was impossible for me to be called fat back then, or no, possible, because I weighed like 60 pounds until I was like 13. So like, but yeah, I was just skinny and sweaty and running up and down the field, failing to blow the whistle when kids like shoved each other and stuff, and then sometimes blowing the whistle for something where it's like, oh come on, you gotta let him play. And I'm like, I don't know what to do, and it's like that was when I realized I actually can't take public pressure of any kind.
Yeah.
And it took a long career in customer service, which I will get to in future episodes, before I was able to even begin to talk to the public.
Yeah.
But yeah, just one-on-one, just you and the owner.
Just the
Never
two of
had
us.
That type of job.
No, it was really bad.
I've worked alone before. I'd rather work alone.
100%. I used to.
I want to share my first job.
Oh my God! Please.
Okay. Well, yeah.
The producer's here.
Producer Callie is
My
here.
first job was at a blood bank and in healthcare administration. It was an internship.
You got to get a little closer to the microphone.
It was at a blood bank and at a hospital, and I was able to draw my own blood. They let me do that as a minor.
Did you get paid for that?
I got paid $100 a week for 40 hours, so I got $100 minimum wage.
Why? And it was just to draw blood?
No, it was just to shadow.
$100 a week.
To shadow?
It was an internship.
This sounds like some bullshit.
It was.
I've never heard of anything like this before.
I got paid, and I also got 100. It was 40 hours a week for 4 weeks.
How can a minor do that?
And then I got 100 hours of volunteering hour out of it too.
That's crazy.
How can it be volunteer if you get paid?
Ooh.
I was paid through a different organization. It was a stipend.
Damn. What the fuck? All right, that's the great. All right, goodbye. Thank you for your input, but that was crazy. Why are all kid jobs so weird? I mean, kid jobs isn't really even a thing. There's a reason why it's not a thing, because otherwise you just get into weird shit like that, or where you just get forced to be like the servant of a 100-year-old makeup lady.
I also worked at a frozen yogurt shop for one summer that eventually closed because they couldn't retain employees because the two women who owned it were psychotic. I remember my mom, again, forced me to get this job. I really didn't want it.
Moms are the worst, man.
I love my mom, but she put so much pressure on me that my brother never had, but that's a different story. But so she made me get this job at this yogurt shop, which also, like I said, is no longer there.
Okay, good. All right. No definition.
I'm leaving a trail of demolished businesses in my path.
Just to failed small businesses, just.
But anyway, yeah.
It's like the financial crash, and then just Julia.
And the second wave. Sorry. But yeah, at this yogurt shop, they were so mean to me. They were trying to teach me how to do a proper swirl, when you get your fucking ice cream or yogurt and it's all pretty. But they wanted it so exact. So I remember standing there for an hour maybe and just going over and over again trying to get it right, and I couldn't get it right, and so they kept making me throw out the cups and throw out the yogurt, and I was actually crying tears,
sobbing into the ice cream.
I literally was please, I don't want to do this anymore.
Stop it, you're melting the yogurt.
I was we're wasting so much yogurt, and I didn't really understand why it needed to be so, because I was getting it close enough. Let's be real. It's not like I was doing that bad of a job. I was getting it close enough, but she wanted it to be so perfect. So I was just crying, and I was please, please let me at least take a break. And it was just such a horrible experience, and the customers were so rude, and I don't even know what was in the yogurt because their big thing was no, hear me out. Big thing was
that mean?
A medium cup of their yogurt was only 93 calories, and that was a big selling point for them. But I was what are we putting in the yogurt that makes it essentially no calories?
Yeah, that math doesn't really check out very well.
Right? Just weird. But yeah, after I quit the summer.
It's mostly tears.
My tears specifically.
Remember, tears have no calories.
But yeah, so after I quit, they had a help wanted sign up the entire time I worked there. And then it stayed up for another 3 months, and then they closed. Because
Yeah.
nobody could work there. They made it impossible. They were so mean.
Jeez, yeah. I don't know. I grew up in kind of a wealthy town, and there was just constant, like, once the old generation of small businesses went out, there would just be business after business failing, opening, failing. We had a frozen yogurt place that was like a regional chain, and they were like pretty good, but they were also competing with like a better ice cream spot.
Right.
And eventually just people stopped caring about yogurt, and they went under because they had a whole new storefront and everything, and so that cost a lot of money, so they probably just ran out of money.
Yep.
And it's like the downtown area of my town is like unrecognizable, and it's like unrecognizable every other year because just things just go, and it's like gift shop. Oh, now we have like a handcrafted coastal arts and crafts shop, and it's like that's done.
Yeah.
That's done. Antique shop. Why would you have an antique shop here? Everything's old. That's done. Bookshop. No one reads. Go away. Even the old bookstore is like they're having like 40% off sales.
They're
constantly
really
because they're
desperate.
like, we have to compete with fucking Barnes and Noble and Amazon.
Yeah.
And also, no one wants to fucking read anymore.
Nobody reads anymore. It's so
it's
sad.
like nobody wants to fucking read anymore. Sales event.
It's like they're gonna start paying you to buy the books. Like,
American
please take
Horror
a 20.
Story book.
Most Americans could probably relate to that.
Yeah. It's just a whole American Horror Story season where it's just a bunch of kids who don't know how to read have to try and read like Dostoevsky before the end of a summer, and it's just like them just like trying to find someone who can read and just like going crazy.
That
would
funny.
be. I'd watch that show. I'd watch.
Oh,
that
I
as
would
a
too.
miniseries.
Psychological warfare on children.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
American Horror Story book.
And then American Horror Story Part 2. Job.
Yeah.
Books and jobs.
It's
No.
just like, the intro is, they have those flashing black and white intros. It's just like a general job application flashing in and out.
a resume template.
and then a bunch of hooded people dancing in a circle over like a resume.
Speaking corporate jargon.
Yeah.
Circle back.
Yeah, it'll have synergy written on a wall in blood, and it flashes back to the job application. A burger flipper makes like a shink sound like a knife. That would be great. See, there's so much. If American Horror Story could just get their shit together, then they could be back on top of the cultural pile.
Maybe they should just hire us. I mean, we gave them 2 really good ideas.
Absolutely.
And we gave them the fucking rabbi bit.
I theoretically know how to fucking read, so you know what?
Yeah, I love how you said theoretically. Hypothetically,
Yeah,
if I knew how to read.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I just memorized all those New York Times articles.
Oh my god, I don't know. Have you ever seen New Girl?
I've seen parts of it. Yeah.
There's a quote from one of the main characters, Nick, who says, I'm not sure I know how to read. I'm convinced that I've just memorized a bunch of words. And that's what that reminded me of.
That's what I worry about. I used to worry about that sometimes, actually, because when I was a kid, I feel like that was kind of how I read. I just kind of knew what words looked like, and it was fine. Like, I sort of knew, like, phonics and stuff. But then, like, I feel like I didn't know how to read any, like, literature or understand literature until I was, like, 15 and kind of forced myself to learn how literature worked and, like, how characters were. And, like, hey, what's a literary device? What does this actually mean? What's the subtext here? Otherwise, I would just read things and I would just skim over, like, dialogue and stuff and just be like, when's the event happening?
That's
Where's
so
the
funny.
event of this book? And then I'd get a good enough idea of like what the book was about, especially when it was just like children's books. But once I got to Kill a Mockingbird, I was like, wait, fuck, oh, this book was boring, so I've been hardly reading it. Like, or at least I found it to be boring at the time.
I thought
it's
it
still
was
a little
boring.
dry and dull. But
it's
like
very outdated.
Yeah, but it's like but the writing is good. But it's like I didn't even understand like what good writing was.
Yeah.
I was reading like. Yeah, I was just like, I prefer to just read literally like teen horror pulp books, and like that would be what I would read. Like there was one I remember about like like a kid finds like a bloodthirsty velociraptors trapped in a cave after millions of years, and it was called
That's insane.
It was called Z-Raptor, and
Of course
and
it was.
it was my favorite book when I was like 10 years old.
That is so funny.
And I was like, this book is awesome, and it probably is dog shit. It probably fucking sucks. Like, I don't remember anything about it other than what it was called. But yeah, that was like my shit. And then I kind of forced myself to learn about like, okay, how does language and ideas actually work? Because I can't just read for like things happening in the book. Because sometimes in books things don't happen, but that's the important part.
Yep.
And yeah, and it's like I don't even know if kids read for the things happen part anymore. And that's
They
kinda
don't.
scary.
They don't. Kids do not read anything anymore.
Yeah,
Which is a
American
shame.
Horror Story. That's the real American Horror Story. Hey! Hey! All
Clock
right.
it.
Well, you know what? And yeah, unless you have anything else you want to add, I'm fine with you talking for a while longer, if you want to. But you know, if not, that's as good a place of any to wrap up.
My last and final thought. I definitely am the best guest you've ever had on this podcast. I just wanted that on record. Do not cut that out.
All right. No, you got it. I mean, we'll say so far. I didn't make a big deal about first woman guest on the show, other than Callie, because Callie's technically a co-host.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so far so good. I won't be discriminating against woman guests in the future.
That's fantastic. I'm so glad.
Because I got a good first impression.
Amazing. I'm
But
so
if it
glad
was
that
a
I
bad
could do
first
that.
impression, it would just be me and the boys until the end.
Yeah, I had a
even
a
though
lot
I'm-
at stake here, I suppose.
Yeah, I know.
Coming here
It's
on
like-
behalf of all
yeah,
women.
smashing through that onto the next thing glass ceiling.
Hashtag me too or whatever.
Yeah, you have to be able to listen to Michael talk about Z-Raptor and not being able to read or like whatever. But yeah, honestly, thank you for being on the podcast.
No, thank you so much for having me. This was so much fun.
Yeah, is there anything that you want to plug as far as like, you know, like side projects or anything that you have going on the side? Because you can plug that. That's half the reason why people go on podcasts, so they can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, go check out my poetry book. It's called When Life Passes. You could find it on Amazon. I think it's pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
definitely check that out. I've checked it out. I've read part of it. It's good. It's good. I'm not even that big of a poetry person. I've read parts and it's good. I didn't buy it. I stole it, but
That's
it's
okay.
good. Yeah. Sorry. No. What? What? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's the glass ceiling right there. No.
Shattered.
But yeah, check out When Life Passes. If you want to send me a link for that, I can even put it in the description if you want.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
And it is sold on Amazon, but I do not support Jeff Bezos, but please support me. So.
Yeah, I bet you know, there's it's probably just on Amazon.
Unfortunately.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Let me read a passage. No, I don't have it. I won't do that unless you want me to.
No, please, that's okay. You don't have to.
Right. Well, I'll also not break the book. Okay, but yeah, thanks for coming on. Of course, remember to check out the On to the Next Thing podcast social media pages at OTNT Podcast, and that's on Blue Sky, Mastodon, and Instagram so far. Still taking open commissions if you want to let me hijack your X account, because I'm not using my business email to make an X account right now. But if you want to let me use yours as a mouthpiece for the podcast, I'm serious. I know it sounds like a bit at the end of every episode, but send me a fucking email, all right? Give me your login. Give me your login and just, you know, let it happen, all right? It's going to be cool. But yeah, that wraps it up. This has been a great episode 20.
Yay!
And yeah. I've already said thank you like 3 times. So,
Yeah.
that wraps it up. For all of you listening out there, thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Ah!